Greetings, one and all. Dr. Scott here. Wanted to do some show and tell demonstration of using something called Notebook LM. It was created by the Google folks. It's based on Gemini. It has a powerful interface that will create podcasts, two voices, male, female voices. It can create a presentation, PowerPoint style that's narrated. It can create mind maps, flashcards, quizzes. They're coming up with a lecture mode. It's all kinds of tools built in. And we're going to talk a little bit more about where to use it, how to use it. And this is something you can use for all classes. This is a two-part presentation. The first part, I will go directly into Notebook LM and talk about it. And the second, I will actually carry you through from Canvas to generating some data to input into Notebook LM, and then we'll create some of those things that Notebook LM has, and we'll see what it sounds like. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and give you an idea of what kind of stuff we want to do with it. Now, the power of Notebook LM is incredible. It's actually a captive audience. What you will do is go in and be able to upload files, upload information, and when you do that, it will not go outside those files for data, for information. Let's go ahead and access it. I'm going to go just do a Google search on Notebook LM. And when I do that, Google's real good at saying, oh, how would you like Replit? Isn't that kind of cool? I'm going to go to the Google Notebook LM. As we said, it was a Google product. We'll go into it. And we'll see that it offers you the opportunity out of the gate to say, we'll see what's offering. You want to try it? Understand anything. Your research and thinking partner, ground information you trust. Again, it only uses the information you upload. It will not go to the large language models in general, and it is using Gemini. So we're going to do a try Notebook LM. When we get into it, it's going to ask to upload files. It's going to load. I've got a bunch of notebooks. I've used it before. And I'm going to just jump over to an example that I already have of we've done. And I uploaded a couple of files here. There's a PowerPoint that I created to a PDF. Warning, it takes PDFs. It'll take YouTube videos, MP4s, and URLs. It will not take doc files, documents from Word. It will not take PowerPoint files directly, which is why I had to convert that PowerPoint to a PDF. And it does take PDFs gloriously, or you can type in text. You can add anything you want. Once you upload those, it starts a chat, it says the gist of what we're doing. You can start typing and have a conversation with it. And here's the audio overview. Here's the video overview, the mind map. You can create a variety of reports. It can create flashcards, do a quiz, infographic. And I have used some other apps for infographics that are a little bit better. Do a slide deck for you as well. And it can create data tables. And once you do that, you press that there, it's going to generate. So let's go ahead. If you want to listen to a version of this, what was created, I'm going to go ahead and play that back for you right here. This was an example of what was actually created live.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something really critical. We're setting out to decode, the foundational language of business itself. We're using Chapter 1 of Wild and Shaw's Big Accounting Overview, the 2025 release, to get past this idea that accounting is just, dry math.
It's so much more than that. It's really an information system, a measurement system that tracks and communicates everything an organization does. It truly is the language of business.
The only universal one, really.
Exactly. Yeah. And to get it, you have to understand its main goal. It's not about making pretty reports. It's about providing useful, trusted information so people can make smart decisions.
So this created a 15-minute audio file. And in that audio file, you can play that, you can mix it, you can move it forward.
Anything that can impact a user's decision, even if it's not a hard number, has to be disclosed in the notes to the statements. It provides the context behind the note.
And that was just created from two files. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes to create one of those audio files. Again, pretty powerful. But if we're going to look at a couple of other things, this is a mind map. And the outline of the accounting and business, if I wanted to look at GAAP and standards and break that down, it says, oh, well, who creates it? FASB, SEC, IASB from the international side. Well, let's go a deeper dive. What is the FASB all about? What are they doing? And you can see that it says, oh, stats gap, SEC overtight. There's a deal. Well, actually, that's as far as it went on that one. Let's go to users and see what it decides that users would be appropriate. Okay, external, internal users. So who are the internal folks? Oh, we got managers, executives, and HR and marketing. Let's look at external. Oh, though these guys are not internal, you say the auditors, those are external. There's also internal auditors sometimes. We have shareholders, those are external users. You say those are investors. Yeah, they don't make management decisions. They don't make the business decisions. So this kind of breaks down through the mind map technique of all this cool information that's pretty powerful, again, very graceful to access this stuff. So when you're looking at the features and functions, we can go a little deeper dive here. We'll expand that. So there's all kinds of ways and directions. Then you want to go to the accounting equation. What's that accounting equation all about? Oh, asset equal liability plus equity. Okay, and then there's other things in equity, the revenues and expenses. So the income statements related to the balance sheet through retained earnings in the equity section. Well, I'm going to do a lecture on that too, so I'll help you out. How about financial statements? What are the ones we want to care about? Income statement, owner's equity, statement of cash flows, and balance sheet. So it's a lot of information is shared and presented through this mind map stuff. It's pretty in-depth and can go a long way in helping you understand where we're doing, what we're doing, and how we're doing it. I'm going to click on Studio back here. It's going to take me back to all the options here. Now, there was also an accounting quiz, and there's also a language of business video. And I'm going to just start this here.
Have you ever looked at a big company and just wondered, what is really going on in there? Is it a cash-making machine, or is it secretly on the brink of disaster? You know, a lot of us hear the word accounting and we think of taxes and spreadsheets. Kind of boring, right? But what if I told you it's actually a language, a powerful one, designed to tell you the true story behind any...
Okay, so that is another video that you probably want to watch it because the slides go with that. They have all kinds of information.
That kind of chaos and build that critical trust, the accounting world created a common rulebook. In the US, we call this universal grammar GAAP.
Yup, GAAP. It stands for Generally Accepted Accounting Principles.
I'm glad they got the two A's at GAAP. And this is all created. They use Nano Banana to create some of the slide images. Again, ultimately, very, very, very powerful. So I'm going to go ahead, and that's part one to give you a quick overview of Notebook LM and kind of the features and functions. Again, these two files are the only things it's going to read from. You can ask it all kinds of questions. How many planets are there in the solar system? And it says, well, I don't know, but I can tell you about accounting. So that's the gist of what's going on. You can start typing again, have a conversation here in the chat and send. So I'm going to walk through, if you're comfortable with accessing the files and creating PDFs, you can do that. But I'm going to actually do a walkthrough that gives us full bearing on getting through there. So we're going to go into Canvas. And in Canvas, I'm going to go ahead into our Accounting 201 class. And in this case, I'll take one of the, as I've said on the syllabus before, there's one syllabus to cover. We've got 3 201 classes right now and a 305. Let's do a virtual 301 right now, 201 rather. All right, so when you get here, you start here, additional student resources. And those are all PowerPoints for all chapters. So when I click on that, and in this case, I'm going to go ahead and take a look. I'm going to capture that file. It's going to be a Word doc that has all those. So let's go in, it'll go directly to Connect. By the way, you don't need Canvas to go into Connect. If Canvas is down, you will have direct access to Connect and be able to log in to Canvas directly and access the information. So I'm here, I'm in the additional student resources, and we're going to go ahead and assign, I'm going to do a preview right here. I can actually execute it, but I'm going to just preview, easier for me. Additional student resources, I'm going to download that file. And that file is, as you see in Chrome, is right there. Going to open it up. And we got a calendar. I'll talk about extra credit later on too. But right now there's a Word doc. And I'll just enable editing to make life easy. Scroll down. Here's all the chapters. There's accessible PowerPoint presentations and there's regular. They're the same presentation. Accessible just has a few more documentations for images that somebody might be visually impaired or some otherwise challenged. I'm just going to go ahead directly into the PowerPoint. And when I get the PowerPoint downloaded, I'm actually going to go in. It's downloading there. There's my release 1, chapter 1, codification. I just enabled it in there. So you'll see this is accounting for business. Okay, chapter 1. And you can go through the slides. And by the way, I encourage you to review the slides before you read a chapter and after you read a chapter. But I'm going to download this slides deck for use to import into Notebook LM. So I'm going to do File, I'm going to do a Save As, and that Save As, I'm going to change it from PowerPoint presentation to PDF. I'm going to name it, let's go with 201 Chap 1 PowerPoint, PPT. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and save it on my OneDrive. That's where I want it to be. I want to make sure it gets to the right place and I can access it later on. Better state and save. So there we have it. It's being saved. It's going to be found on my OneDrive. I can close this out now. I don't need that anymore. I'm actually close it there. I actually doubled up. And I'm going to go back and we'll go back to Notebook LM, try Notebook LM. This time I'm going to upload the file. It's loading my notebooks. So I'm going to create the new one, create a new notebook, and upload source. From that source, I'm going to go ahead and look at my 201 Chapter 1 PowerPoint. Again, it's a PDF. It's there. And it's now being uploaded. Untitled notebook. Takes a second to upload. It's untitled. It'll create its own title. It'll create its own chat, create its own interaction. And there we go. It's got the one source, untitled notebook. Let's go ahead and I'm going to ask it a question here. What are the main financial statements? And we'll see what it comes back with. And checking your upload, it's going to go to the upload files, receive financial statements, documents, summarizing points. And it's nice how it goes through a flow. Okay, so what do we got here? An income statement. What's the purpose? What's the layout? Owner's equity. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Balance sheet. Statement of cash flows. Operating, investing, financing. Oh, nice. By the way, you want to ask some more questions? Here we go. It's proposing some. To create that audio overview, you click on audio overview. There it is. So in the process, it's going to be making an audio overview. It'll take a few minutes to make that. We want to generate a report. What kind of report do we want? Do we want to create our own? Well, let's do a study guide. Okay, we can do a blog post. We can build docs and let's do a study guide there. And let's see if I can generate a quiz here too. Okay, so that you can see the spinning going on. Those things are being generated as we speak. And the last thing I'll generate was that mind map. And that mind map I demonstrated earlier. Mind maps are cool. And it really does a deeper dive, goes into things, gets you to see things. So the mind map is the quickest there. And as we said, the mind map will create governing rules, accounting equation, financial statements. We want to emphasize statements. I expand that up a little bit. What do we got? Income statement, revenues, expenses, net income, owner's equity, changes in capital, the equity side of the balance sheet, financial position, point in time. That's kind of important. With the income statement, it's a period of time, statement of cash flows with operating, investing, and financing activities. So those are things that it is isolating down, and it actually is summarizing just from that slide deck that we gave it, all that information. So again, I'm going to click back on Studio here to backtrack, and I got a quiz going on here, still generating the audio. It does have a study guide. Let's see what it does for a study guide. Okay. A short answer quiz, answer key. It gives you the answers. It's kind of handy. So this is to help, again, preparing for exams, not just for accounting. This can be used for all kinds of subjects, all kinds of topics. And then the the quiz itself was generated. And let's see what it came up with. Which of the following activities is not part of the primary definition of accounting? Okay. And you can go through and answer the questions as you go. Identifying business activities, eliminating a business risk for shareholders, reordering of organizations' business activities, recording, and communicating organization business activities. Okay. What do you think? Well, I'm guessing that, you know what, we're not eliminating business risk. It's shareholders get to evaluate. Oh, that's right. We got a right answer. That's cool. It's our next question. Again, you can go through the questions. This happens to produce a number of questions here that are excellent practice to go with. By the way, at the end of each chapter in the textbook, there is a multiple choice quiz and answers happen to be there. That's a good self-test. Any quizzes we have in this class, you may want to practice with that first. And it has a generates, yep, still generating the audio. Again, it usually takes 5 to 8 minutes typically to generate an audio file. I'm going to go ahead and upload the example file. I use a second file with my notes for the chapter that I'm going to share with you, and I'll upload that as part of this posting. But hopefully this gives you an introduction and an idea of the power of a tool like Notebook LM that allows you to access the systems and generate all kinds of useful information to go with that. So thank you for your time. Hope you found this enjoyable, enlightening, and useful, and will help you hopefully through your career as you go. Any questions? Don't hesitate to reach out. Appreciate your time, effort, and look forward to keeping in touch.